True love story, a promise of forever. Once upon a time in a small town in the United States, there was a boy named Ethan and a girl named Emily. Ethan was a quiet, thoughtful young man who loved photography. He would often spend his weekends capturing the beauty of nature around their town. Emily, on the other hand, was a lively and cheerful girl who adored books and dreamed of becoming a writer. They lived just a few blocks apart, but they had never met. Life had its way of keeping them busy in their own worlds, until one special day. It was early spring when Ethan decided to visit the town library. He wanted to photograph the beautiful old architecture of the building and the blooming flowers in the garden. Emily, as usual, was in the library, lost in the pages of her favorite novel. As Ethan wandered through the garden, his camera in hand, he noticed a girl sitting by the window. She was completely absorbed in her book, her long golden hair shimmering in the sunlight. For some reason, Ethan felt drawn to her. He adjusted his camera and snapped a photo. Inside the library, Emily suddenly looked up. She felt as though someone was watching her. Through the window, she saw a boy with a camera. Their eyes met for a brief moment, and Emily smiled. Ethan smiled back. A few minutes later, Ethan entered the library. He wasn't sure why, but he felt like he had to meet her. He walked around pretending to browse the shelves until he finally found her sitting at a table. "Hi," he said nervously. "I hope I'm not bothering you." Emily looked up and saw the boy from the garden. "Not at all," she replied kindly. "Do you need help finding a book?" "No, I just—" Ethan hesitated, scratching the back of his neck. "I saw you outside, and I thought you looked interesting. I mean, not in a bad way. Emily giggled. "It's okay. I get it. I'm Emily." "I'm Ethan," he said, feeling a little more at ease. "Do you come here often?" "All the time," she said. "It's my favorite place. I love books." "What about you? Are you a photographer?" "Yeah," Ethan said, holding up his camera. "I like taking pictures of nature and places like this. It's peaceful." From that moment, a friendship began to form. They started talking more, sharing stories about their lives, dreams, and hobbies. Ethan showed Emily some of his photos, and Emily shared her ideas for the book she was writing. As weeks turned into months, their bond grew stronger. They began spending more time together, going on long walks, exploring the town, and sharing their hopes for the future. Ethan found inspiration in Emily's passion for storytelling, and Emily admired Ethan's ability to see beauty in the simplest things. One summer evening, they sat by the lake watching the sunset. The sky was painted with hues of orange and pink, and the water shimmered like gold. Ethan had brought his camera, but he hadn't taken a single photo. He was too busy looking at Emily. "Emily," he said softly, "can I tell you something?" "Of course," she replied, turning to face him. "I think I've been falling for you," Ethan admitted, his voice trembling slightly. "You make me see the world differently. Everything feels brighter when you're around." Emily's heart skipped a beat. She had been feeling the same way, but hadn't found the courage to say it. "Ethan," she said, her cheeks turning pink, "I feel the same way." They smiled at each other, and Ethan reached for her hand. "So, what do we do now?" he asked. Emily laughed softly. "I guess we just keep being us." From that day, their friendship blossomed into something deeper. They supported each other through every challenge, celebrating victories and comforting one another during hard times. Ethan encouraged Emily to keep writing, and she finished her first novel with him by her side. Emily pushed Ethan to showcase his photography, and soon his work was being featured in local galleries. Years passed, but their love only grew stronger. One autumn morning, Ethan took Emily back to the library where they first met. In the garden, surrounded by golden leaves, he got down on one knee. "Emily," he said, holding a small box, "you've made my life more beautiful than I ever imagined. Will you marry me?" Tears filled Emily's eyes as she nodded. "Yes, Ethan, 1,000 times, yes." Their wedding was a simple yet magical celebration of their love. Friends and family gathered to witness the union of two souls who were meant to be together. Ethan and Emily's story became one of the town's favorite tales, a reminder that true love isn't just about finding someone to share your life with, but someone who inspires you to become the best version of yourself. And they lived happily ever after. Do like and subscribe for more heartfelt stories.